So some people have been asking, Elliott, between growing strength camp, doing all these live events, and raising your big family, do you still lift? And well, the answer is yes. Yes, I do lift. I do yoga, I meditate, I journal, I do all of the things. I perform all of the rituals that are associated with being the strongest version of myself. Only these past few years, I've been doing it quietly and silently on my own here at my house, not really making a big deal out of it or posting it all over social media. But I figured that today I would record my workout and share it with you. There are a few things that you need to know about my current workout routine. Number one, I'm rehabilitating from some pretty bad injuries that I sustained over the years. I've torn both biceps, and a lot of people don't know this, but a little over a year ago, I tore my right Achilles tendon. So these workouts are not only designed to get me to be more athletic, but also designed to help me rehabilitate where I have been injured. Another thing you need to know about this workout and these workouts that I've been doing is that I'm preparing to coach my daughters in sports. One of my daughters will be running track and field and soccer, and they play tennis, and they're getting to the age now where I can begin training with them in the gym. So I want to make sure that I'm brushed up on and able to perform a lot of the athletic moves that I'm going to be teaching them. So this workout in particular goes through a myriad of different training modalities, and I'll share with you here in a moment. Number one, I am working on single leg stability as well as agility, and that's what you'll notice in some of the drills. Also, still working on power. You know, I've always been a really powerful guy. I can jump high, I can run fast. I ran a 4.340 in college. So working on jumps. Also power using weights, so not necessarily Olympic lifting, meaning like moving very fast with weights, and you'll notice some of that. I also still train for strength, and you'll notice a few strength exercises in my routine. And also I add in lots of rhythmical work. This might be something new to my channel and some of the people who've been watching me train. When I say rhythmical, it means that I'm performing a movement in coordination with my breathing in a repetitive fashion. So there's a lot of pumping going on. You'll notice that these exercises aren't very heavy. They're usually body weight, and I perform them in a circuit. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you got any questions, post them down below. I've been doing little mini 1-minute Yo Elliott's on Instagram, so I may answer your question on Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, just go ahead and do that, and you might even see your question being answered in one of my 1-minute Yo Elliott's or live Instagrams. So that's it. Talk to you guys again soon. Enjoy the video. Done. What you see me doing here is called the dot drill, and anybody who's ever played high school or college football, you've probably seen or have done this exercise before, this agility drill before. And I'm going to leave the entire clip up here so that you can see the different parts of the movement of the exercise. Right now I'm doing single leg dot drill on my right leg. That's actually the foot, the ankle, the Achilles tendon that I tore a year ago. So a year ago today I was not walking, much less hopping on one leg. And so I'm moving over to my other leg. Interestingly, if you ever have an injury in one leg, your other leg's going to suffer, as mine did, because for many months I ended up taking the brunt of the load while I was walking or doing anything else. So I'm really working on a lot of unilateral or single leg stuff here. Another thing about the dot drill is that you want to time it, right? So the idea is to be able to hit each one of those dots. You can see them set up there a little bit with some chalk. I'm going to spray paint them later, that way they don't they don't go away and I can see them better. But you want to build up your speed in this movement from week to week. So I'll be doing this multiple times a week, and I'll be recording my time. Obviously I want to make sure that I'm doing it correctly, but I also want to be able to do it quickly. And at the end of the video you'll be able to see the time that I posted for this particular exercise this time around. Next, I do some corrective stretching, mostly within the hips. You know, after sustaining the injury, I
created a lot of muscular imbalances, particularly in my hips, from the ground up. So I begin with the hips, hip flexors, is what you see me stretching right here. I do a little bit of a lean there so I can stretch my sides, my QLO. Here is a groin stretch, and when I do this groin stretch, I also work the hip rotators, doing what you see me doing right here. I push back, so I really spend a lot of time on this stretch, moving all the way around, getting the hip rotators. You see all kinds of movement happening there. I take this exercise or this stretch up to the top, standing, because of course we want to be able to translate into the standing. That's why I did the hip stretch, the hip flexor stretch standing, and then I bring this one up onto my feet here. You see me working to keep my hips extended, bending my ankles, also creating some ankle flexibility with this stretch. The final hip stretch that I'm doing here today is the glute stretch here on the box. And with this stretch, this is probably one of the tougher stretches. I do it multiple different ways, including like a yoga pigeon stretch, but this time I'm using a box. If you've watched my videos in the past, you've seen me doing lots of box jumps. I mean, really high box jumps, even some single leg box jumps. I'm just getting started with it here again, and really just practicing my form and getting the pop in my hips. So this is not a very high box, but I'm essentially just building my capacity up, working my nervous system. 3 sets of 5 on these. Power. Next are split squats. These are incredible single leg exercises. Here what I'm doing though is I'm working the power, the speed of it, and my posture, if you notice. So I go down pretty slow, make sure I'm stable, especially in those unstable ankles that I've developed. As you see, I'm wobbling a little bit there. Sinking down, bracing, sinking down, and popping up, really pushing through the foot and maintaining solid posture the entire time. Thoracic extension, right? Neutral spine, drawing the belly in, keeping a tight core when performing exercises like this. Unilateral exercises like this expose all the muscular imbalances. So if you don't focus on the posture, you're just going to further facilitate most of the imbalances that are exposed. So this is a concentration exercise. Again, not that many reps because I'm going fast. It's not bodybuilding. Here I am doing deadlifts once again, and as you'll notice with these deadlifts and many of the deadlifts I've done in videos in the past, I work to come up fast and drop the bar fast also too. When I said before that this is not bodybuilding, you got to remember I'm not that interested in time under tension. What I'm really more interested in here is bracing and popping, because I'm trying to build my explosive capacity. I'm wanting to jump higher and run faster, the things that an athlete would do, and the things that I'll be doing with my daughter. So this is actually my 4th set. I did 2 other sets between this one, and I do 1 more set after this. But the reason why I threw this one in here is because, as you notice, I threw my shoes off and I realized that I was a bit unstable wearing the sneakers, and I didn't want to feel that way, especially handling such heavy loads with my deadlifts. So I took them off. The other thing too is those sneakers that I'm wearing are called Ultra Zero Drop, and they're sort of like barefoot shoes with a little bit of cushioning, but what makes them barefoot-like is that there's no arch and there's no angle in it. Since I've been wearing them, I've been feeling a lot stronger in my calves. I mean, like every time I walk, it's like I'm doing a calf raise. So if you're looking to strengthen your feet, then using barefoot shoes, but particularly these Ultras, I would highly recommend. So here I'm doing neutral grip dumbbell overhead press with fat grips. I like to do them neutral because it's a lot easier on the shoulder. I like the fat grips because it improves surface area of the dumbbell. I can engage much more muscle that way. Feel a lot stronger with them. And all of the years I've done strongman training with thick bars has just gotten me really used to doing things with thicker grips. So I put these fat grips on almost all the dumbbell exercises I do. So here I am doing good old one arm rows using fat grips also too. I really like doing these with a neutral spine. That's why I have my hand on that box that allows me to stay neutral or flat. Once again, I'm also using a fast pull, right? So slow on the way down, really fast on the way up. Yep, and a little bit of flexing action here too. Love when the muscles feel good, feel pumped. Definitely don't mind showing it off a little bit there. Yeah, still jack.